Stop scrolling for just a second. I know you've been moving through your day on autopilot, but I need you to understand something right now. This message was not an accident. You didn't stumble onto this. I placed this directly in your path because there is something I have been trying to say to you, and every other way I tried to reach you, you walked right past it. So I'm doing something different today. I'm coming to you directly, and I need you to hear every single word. Something has been trying to reach you. Not someone, something. A pull you've been feeling that you can't quite name. A weight in your chest that's been there longer than you want to admit. A sense that there is more. More for your life. More peace, more purpose. More of what you actually came here for. And somehow it keeps feeling just out of reach. That's not random. That's me. I have been knocking at the odor of your heart, and today, right now, I am asking you to open it. Let me be real with you. I've been watching you, not in a way that makes you feel judged, in a way that makes you feel known. I've seen the version of you that nobody else gets to see, the version that lies awake at 3 in the morning running through every mistake, every regret, every what if, the version that smiles in public and then sits in the car alone before going inside and just breathes through it. I've seen that person, and I need you to know that person is exactly who I came for. Amen. You've been carrying something for a long time that was never yours to carry alone, and the wild thing is, you've gotten so used to the weight that you don't even notice how heavy it's gotten. You've been so focused on just getting through that you stopped asking whether there was something better than just getting through. I'm here to tell you there is, and it's closer than you think. Now let me talk to you about this signal I've been sending. Because here's the thing about the way I communicate. I don't always announce myself with thunder and fire. Sometimes I'm the thought you keep pushing away because it asks too much of you. Sometimes I'm the peace you feel for 30 seconds before your brain talks you back out of it. Sometimes I'm the person who said exactly the right thing at exactly the right moment, and you told yourself it was a coincidence. It wasn't. I've been trying to reach you through the quiet moments, through the song that came on at the exact second you needed it, through the stranger who said something that hit different than it had any right to, through the way your heart broke open a little when you heard someone else's story and recognized something in it you didn't know you were carrying. That was me. Every single time. I don't do coincidences. I do purpose. But here's the honest part. Some of what I've been trying to tell you, you've been avoiding. Not because you're bad, not because you don't care, but because some of the things I've been nudging you toward require you to let go of something you've been holding on to for safety. And letting go, even of the things that are hurting you, is terrifying when you don't fully trust what's on the other side. I get that. I really do. But I need you to hear me when I say what I have for you on the other side of that trust is nothing like what your fear has been describing. I want to talk about the version of your life you've stopped letting yourself dream about. You had one. Don't act like you didn't. There was a version of your future you used to picture when things were quieter, when hope felt less dangerous, when you hadn't been disappointed enough times yet to stop letting yourself imagine. That version. The one that felt almost embarrassing to want because it felt too big, too good, too much like something that happens to other people. I put that in you. That wasn't your ego. That wasn't delusion. That was me showing you a glimpse of what I was building. And I know what happened to it. Disappointment happened. Delays happened. People happened. Life happened in ways that were hard and unfair and confusing. And somewhere in all of that, the dream didn't die dramatically. It just got quieter. It got buried under practicality and pain and the very reasonable decision to stop hoping for things that kept not showing up. I understand why you made that decision, but I need you to know that the dream didn't expire just because you stopped believing in it. I never stopped building it. Amen. Here's something I really need you to sit with. The delays you've been living through were not me ignoring you. I know that's what it felt like. I know that when you prayed and nothing moved, when you did everything right and still nothing changed, when the door you knocked on stayed shut and you couldn't figure out why, I know it felt like silence. It wasn't silence. It was preparation. Every single day that felt like nothing was happening, something was happening. You just couldn't see the level it was happening on yet. Think about it like this. When a building goes up, you don't see anything for a long time. There's months of work underground. Foundation, infrastructure, everything will hold the weight of what's coming, and from street level it just looks like a hole in the ground. You look at it every day and you think nothing's happening. And then 1 week you come back and the whole first floor is up. And then 2 weeks later it's 3 floors. And then before long it's a skyline. That's been your life. The foundation work has been happening. And what's about to start coming up is going to go fast. You need to stop comparing your timeline to everyone else's. I know you've been doing it. Looking at people who seem to be living the life you asked for. Wondering what they did right that you did wrong. Wondering if there's something fundamentally different about them that makes them more worthy of the good stuff. Let me be very clear. There is no such thing as someone more worthy of my grace. Every good thing I've released into someone's life was not because they earned it. It was because it was time. And your time is coming. In fact, in some areas, it's already here. You just haven't recognized it yet because you've been so focused on what's still not here that you've been walking right past what I already placed in front of you. I want to talk to you about the fear, because that's the thing that's actually been keeping you stuck more than anything external. Not your circumstances, not the people who let you down, not the doors that closed. The fear, the specific, personal, deeply familiar fear that has shown up in different outfits throughout your whole life but has always had the same message. You're not enough. It won't work. Don't get your hopes up. Play it safe. Stay small. That fear has a source, and that source is not me. I need you to understand that clearly. I am not the author of the voice that tells you that you can't do it. I am not the fearful one whispering that you're too broken, too late, too far gone. That voice has been borrowing my authority to keep you in a box that I never built for you. And I am done watching it work. So right now, in this moment, I am speaking louder than that voice. Find one. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You are exactly where I can reach you. And that's exactly where I want you. Amen. Let me tell you something about the people watching this who feel like they've made too many wrong turns to find their way back. The ones who feel like they burned too many bridges, hurt too many people, wasted too much time. The ones who are watching something like this and somewhere in the back of their mind there's a voice saying, yeah, but not you. This isn't for people like you. I want to talk directly to that person right now. There is no version of your story that is too far gone for me to enter. There is no chapter you wrote that I cannot redeem. I'm not talking about pretending the hard stuff didn't happen. I'm not talking about erasing consequences or bypassing the work of healing. I'm talking about taking every single thing that happened, every wrong turn, every broken relationship, every wasted year, everything you did that you still can't fully forgive yourself for, and using it, turning it into something, making it part of that. Now I want to shift gears because I've been building to something, and I think you already feel it. There's a reason this specific message found you today. Not yesterday, not a week from now, today. And if you've been honest with yourself while you've been listening, you know what that reason is. There's a decision in front of you. Maybe it's been in front of you for a while. A step you know you need to take. A conversation you've been putting off. A surrender you've been resisting. A door you've been standing in front of without actually walking through. I'm not going to tell you it's going to be easy. I'm going to tell you that you're ready, even if you don't feel ready. Feeling ready and being ready are not the same thing. If I only moved people forward when they felt ready, nothing would ever move. You are ready. I don't make mistakes about that. And the thing on the other side of that step, I need you to trust me on this, is worth it. It is so worth it. Let me tell you what happens when you stop fighting the pull and actually start leaning into it. The first thing that changes is your peace, not your circumstances, your still peace. Because most of the anxiety you've been living with is not about what's actually happening. It's about the tension between where you are and where you know you're supposed to be going. When you close that gap, when you stop resisting the direction and start moving with it, something settles in you that no amount of distraction has ever been able to give you. You stop running from yourself. That is the most exhausted any person can be, running from themselves. I want to give you rest from that. The second thing that changes is your eyes. Suddenly you start seeing things you were walking past before, opportunities that were always there but felt like they weren't for you. People who were placed in your orbit for a reason you hadn't been in the right posture to receive yet. Doors that look different now that you're looking at them with expectation instead of dread. I'm telling you, the same life looks completely different when you're moving through it with me instead of around me. I need to talk to you about the people you've been doing this without, because some of you have been isolated in a way that's not healthy, and not all of it was your choice. People left. Relationships ended in ways that were painful and confusing. You got burned by people you trusted, and the reasonable thing you did was pull back. You got quieter. You got more self-sufficient. You got really good at not needing anyone, which is just another way of saying you got really good at carrying everything alone. I see that. And I want to tell you, isolation was never my design for you. The walls you built to protect yourself are the same walls keeping out the people I'm trying to send. I know that's a hard thing to hear. I know that vulnerability feels like standing in the middle of a highway right now. But I need you to understand something. The middle of a highway right now. But I need you to understand something. The people who hurt you, that was not a verdict on whether you deserve good people. That was a chapter, not the whole book. There are people assigned to the next season of your life who are nothing like the ones who burned you. But you have to be open enough to let them in. Amen. Here's something I want you to do right now. Not later, right now. I want you to take a breath, like a real one, not the shallow stuff you've been running on. Breathe in. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Now, just for this second, before the noise of your day comes back, I want you to feel something. Feel what it is like to be fully known and fully loved at the exact same time. Not loved despite what I know. Loved because of every single detail. The messy parts. The parts you're not proud of. The version of you that you'd never show anyone. I know all of it, and I'm still here. I'm still for you. I'm still working on your behalf. That's not performance. That is simply who I am and who you are to me. Now let me tell you about what's coming. And I want you to hear this not as hype. I want you to hear this as the truth that it is. There is a breakthrough coming in your life that is going to be undeniable. Not a little shift. Not a slight improvement. A real, visible, something actually changed breakthrough that you are going to be able to point to and say that is where everything turned. It's going to come in a way you're not fully expecting. It's not going to look exactly like what you pictured, but it's going to be better. It always is. My version of your dreams has details in it that your version didn't even think to include, because you could only imagine from where you were standing. I can see the whole thing. And what I've been building for you is more than you currently have the capacity to fully believe, and that's okay. You don't have to fully believe it yet. You just have to stay. Stay open, stay in motion, stay in conversation with me. That's all. You know what I want for you more than anything? Not success the way the world defines it. Not a life that looks good from the outside. I want you free. Free from the weight you've been carrying. Free from the story you've been telling about yourself that was never true. Free from the fear that has been deciding what you're allowed to want. Free from the version of yourself that you settled into because the real version felt too risky. That's what I came to give you, and that's what this season is about. Freedom. Real freedom. The kind that feels like breathing properly for the first time in years. Amen. I want to close by talking directly to the part of you that's still not sure. The part that's listened to all of this and felt something but is already getting ready to put it back on the shelf. The part that's thinking, okay, this was nice, but tomorrow is going to be the same as yesterday and nothing is actually going to change. I know that part. I know it well. It's been your protection mechanism for a long time, and I'm not asking you to turn it off. I'm just asking you to give it one thing to work with. A decision. One decision. Made today. To stop running in the opposite direction from me. Not a perfect decision. Not a permanent resolution of all your doubts. Just a decision to turn around. To face the direction you've been running from. To say, out loud, or in the quiet of your own heart, okay, I'm here. I'm listening. I'm willing to try. That's it. That's the whole ask. Because here's what I know. Once you turn around, once you stop running and actually look, you're going to see me. And when you see me, really see me, everything your fear has been telling you is going to start losing its grip. Not all at once, but steadily, surely, like light coming through a window in the morning. First just a sliver, and then before long the whole room is different. Niece, you were not made for the life you've been settling for. You were not made for surviving. You were not made to just get through it. You were made for more joy, more purpose, more of the life that feels like it actually belongs to you. And that, niece, more is not as far away as it has been feeling. It's right here, on the other side of this moment. On the other side of this choice moment. On the other side of this choice moment. So here's what I need you to do. Type I receive it in the comments right now. Not as a performance, as a declaration, as the first word of a new chapter. Tell someone who needs to hear this that they have not been forgotten, that what has been trying to reach them is a God who has never stopped pursuing them, and that the breakthrough they stopped believing in is still on its way. Subscribe to this channel, because every single message here was prepared for a specific season, and the season you're walking into is going to need every word. I love you, not as a thing I'm supposed to say, as the truest thing I know. You are known, you are chosen, you are not forgotten, and whatever has been trying to reach you, it finally did. Now go live like you believe it.